All right, so this morning I wake up to a notification from the Adidas Confirmed app, which they're letting me know I got exclusive access to their latest release. On top of that, there was even a countdown timer expiring, which almost felt me pressured to want to purchase these, which Adidas was pushing the Vintage Superstar, which retail on these $250 by the way. So I looked at it and I'm like, nah, I think I'm cool. I think I'll pass on these right here. But as far as navigating their way through the whole Yeezy breakup for Adidas, the Originals line has definitely been a huge hit for them, whether it's the Superstar, the Gazelle, or of course you already know the Samba. These are sneakers you're seeing on a lot of people's feet nowadays. So today we're going to take a look at some upcoming releases from Adidas. These are sneakers which, if you're a fan of Yeezy design language, you might think these are pretty cool. So enough rambling, let's go ahead and jump right into it. You're watching John Alexander TV. Salute to you for tuning in. So yeah, man, they can go ahead and just keep those $250 Superstars, which I'm sure they feature some type of premium materials or something like that, but just a little bit too steep for me. I'll just stick to the plain old school joints, which by the way, I did just grab my kid a pair of those anyway. So a lot of love for the classic Adidas Superstar. But of course, the shoes I'm talking about today, here we got the Adidas Hal Studios collaboration. So this is the Adidas Intimidation Low. Now, as far as this model right here, just go ahead and check them out, y'all. These joints right here, to me, I feel like this is a really nice look right here. This happens to be a retro from Adidas back catalog. And for all of you Yeezy fans out here, you guys may notice that the sole featured on this sneaker shares some very similar resemblance to the, of course, Adidas Yeezy 500, which we'll get into that here shortly. So this one right here is a nice collaboration on the way soon. As y'all see right here, we got these dropping in 3 different colorways. So you got a nice black joint with the gum bottom. You got the white pair, black bottom, and then you got this nice mint green. So some nice color schemes to go from. Now, as far as this model, as I mentioned previously, it actually comes from Adidas back catalog. The Intimidation Low actually originally dropped in the late 90s. So right here, this is a look at the original sneaker, which as far as the update, the new version shares a slightly lower cut versus the OG pair right here. But as you get into the bottom, right here, as I mentioned previously, this sole, the outer sole unit, is the same sole which was actually used for the Yeezy 500. You see, when Adidas first signed Ye, he had access to their whole back catalog, and I guess he fell in love with this sole right here, which happened to be a part of their FYW line, which dropped back in the late 90s. There were some pretty cool sneakers that dropped from that line or whatever, but as far as this sole right here, this happened to be the same one that was used for the Yeezy 500, also used for the 500 High, and then also they dropped the 500 boot as well. So Adidas kind of ahead of their time when they dropped this sneaker right here, but I would say the updated lower top version looks a lot cooler. So I'm a fan of this model right here, which I'm not sure exactly when these will be dropping, as the tweet right here is in Chinese. Unfortunately, you know, I can't really translate it for y'all right there, but these should be dropping coming up soon. As far as this model right here, it's not been one that's been like a super smash hit. Adidas did actually drop a pair of these, I want to say, I think it was last year. So you have a collaboration which they teamed up with Packer. So that's a retail shop which does some really cool collabs with all different type of industry partners. So as far as their drop last year, here's the Intimidation pack, which you guys see they dropped them in 2 different colorways. This is a nice shot of the sole. So I feel like this is a cool sneaker. Do I feel like this is a model which is going to be the next big hit for Adidas? Absolutely not. But it is a cool sneaker which, you know, they kind of drop for like the real diehard sneaker fans, which I'm sure these are going to be dropping in limited quantities. These aren't ready for the masses just yet, but I thought this was a cool shoe if you guys are fans of, like, say, models like the Yeezy 500. I thought you guys would appreciate these. They even kind of give like some of those old school Adidas Kobe vibes, which again shared a similar sole. I'm sure those Kobe's that I'm talking about were probably part of that FYW line as well, which I think stood for like feet you wear, something like that. So that was pretty cool. Now, as far as Hal Studios, which is the main collaborator for this pack right here, the first time I heard of Hal Studios, which I guess there's some type of like design art studio, was they teamed up with Asics a couple of years back. So this was before like the Asics were the hottest sneaker. This was 2022. So we have the Hal Studios Asics collab, and they teamed up on the Gel 1130. So one of the big collaborators, which I feel like hit the gel 1130 before it was a huge hit this year. So you got to appreciate that. With this one, it seems like this collab was inspired by the outdoors, as far as like the materials and everything like that. They used some interesting thick kind of suede material on this one. So this is kind of one of those like under the radar sneakers which dropped and had crazy resale value, and one of those ones that kind of were just for like the die-hard sneaker fans, if you guys know what I'm saying. So that's it for Hal Studios. This is their latest collaboration coming up here with Adidas. Comment down below if you guys are rocking with these, or if you feel like they should just kept these in the vault, or maybe these joints should hit the trash can. Now, of course, speaking of Adidas and Yeezy inspired type of designs, you know, the more futuristic design language, the Anthony Edwards one, of course, was a huge hit. They're keeping that momentum going with the Anthony Edwards low. Many people were speculating, or originally we were supposed to see the Anthony Edwards 2 debut last year at the bottom of the year, but it looks like Adidas plans have changed. They're going to keep the momentum rolling of the AE1, and we got a whole bunch of lows dropping, scheduled to be releasing coming up this spring to summer season. So what's up with the Anthony Edwards highs? I guess they're just focused on the lows right now. So it looks like they're kicking things off with the year of the snake. And as far as the Anthony Edwards line, does it feel like things are kind of getting a little bit repetitive? I just mean, like, are they oversaturating? Are they dropping too many pairs? Or is it the case where this is a model that people truly love and they just want to continue to see more colorways? Or is this a model which the more colorways they drop, the more you fall in love with it? For me personally, I would say, while I do appreciate some of these designs, I'm not out like jumping to grab any of these pairs, but from a design standpoint, I am a fan. So the first pair we have right here, the Year of the Snake, which it looks like apparently we're supposed to drop on the 18th. I'm not sure exactly what happened with that pair. Maybe they're a China exclusive or something like that, but it's been kind of quiet on this pair, which are very beautiful, by the way, as you guys see here from the shots. Shout out to Soul Retriever right here. This is a beautiful pair right here, but again, you know, like I already own one of these. Am I really jumping out to grab another pair of AE1 lows? Probably not, but can't really complain about the $110 price tag. Now, as far as other AE1 colorways, you got the Best of Addy, which is really nice, keeping it simple. Stormtrooper colorway. But then as you get into like the champagne, the metamorphosis, the metallic gray, is like, is this really necessary? Because at the end of the day, a lot of these colorways are starting to blend together. They're starting to look very similar. So I ask you guys again, is Adidas overdoing it? Now with this last one right here, the Pre-Loved Lime is what they're calling it. This one, to me, I feel like is the most polarizing, because it's kind of a colorway which is so funky, it's so out there, that I feel like the reason I say polarizing, you would either love it or hate it. And right now, I'm not really sure which side I lean on, but I don't think there's anybody that's gonna be like in between when it comes to this one right here. As I said, it's just so crazy and out there that I feel like it's either one you're gonna love or hate. But it looks like this one's gonna finish off the AE1 releases, which apparently these are scheduled to drop in July. So finishing off the summer, and then hopefully sometime there we can get the debut of the AE2, which people have been waiting on. I don't know if Adidas is nervous. I don't know if they're just trying to ride the wave of the AE1 or what, but the AE2, that's gonna be a huge one, which I feel like will kind of set the tone for the future of Adidas basketball moving forward. So some cool Adidas releases. Let me know if you guys are rocking with any of these upcoming Adidas AE1 colorways. Them Year of the Snake joints are real nice, but enough to fork out another $110. If you already own, you know, a pair or two, let me know what y'all think about those. And even more importantly, let me know what y'all think about these Intimidation lows, because I think these are a very nice silhouette right here. So enough rambling. JATV, I would love to know what y'all think. Comment down below. I'll catch you guys in a minute. Salute, love.